Hey gang, today we're going to go over that tag ending that's really sort of appropriate for a rockabilly song. If you're playing a Duke Robillard or Stray Cats or the real thing from way back then, Eddie Cochran or something. Um, anyway, it's a tag ending that uses sixth chords, which are really work well in that context and a lot of other early rock sort of contexts. So you can add that to your tag endings that you probably already know. You know the... All right, so we'll show you this one up close, coming right up. All right, gang, let's do this. First things first, you probably want to download the link, the file from the link in the description below. Might make your life a little bit easier. Let's see, second thing, I've got this, I'm playing clean, but I've got some slap back echo to get that 50s sort of sound. All right, so now let's talk about the lick. This happens to be a lick that goes from E to A. So it's in the key of A, so we're going from the 5 chord to the 1 chord and ending it there. That's the tag ending. All the chords in this are sixth, and there's 2 major forms. So the main part of the lick is this. Okay, so there's 2 forms of the 6th chord that we're going to have to know to pull off that lick. And they're movable chords, so you can use them anywhere. By the way, 6th chords are great in any sort of boogie, early rock and roll, like Rock Around the Clock or stuff like that. It really works great. Okay, the first one is this form, and this happens to be the one with the root on the 6th string or the 1st string. So it's an A, right? Because that 6th string, 5th fret is an A. This is an A 6th chord. All right? So it's spelled going from 6 all the way to 1. I'll talk about the frets. It's 5, 7, 5, 6. The key note, 7 on the 2nd. And on the 1st, it's a 5. I said this is the key note. That's because it's the 6th of an A major scale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? That's why it's a 6th chord. All right, so that's that one, but we're not going to use that full chord. We're only going to use the top 3 strings. Just to kind of give it a honking sound. It kind of sounds like a horn or something like that. Sounds neat. So we're only using the top 3 strings, and that would be on 3, 2, and 1, respectively, 6, 7, and 5. Again. Okay. So that's an A 6th. And if we move it up here, it'll be an E 6th. And down here, it'll be a D 6th. Right? If we play it at the 3rd fret, it would be a G 6th. We're not going to use that in here, but we could in a different song. All right. Anyway, so that's the first form. The second form is this one. I'll keep it here at the 5th fret. We'll play a D 6th. Okay, so here's the second form. The second form is this. Okay, so here I've got on the 5th string, 5th fret, and then on 4, 3, 2, and 1, I'm playing 7th fret. This note is the key note in this one, right? So it turns out that that is the 6th of a D major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's the form. And of course, we're just going to use the first 3 strings, which would be 7, 7, 7. So you've got to think about that one. The root is actually on the 3rd string there. That's a D, right? So this would be a D6 by only playing the top 3 strings. But by doing this, it's really super easy to move around, right? So the lick is really quite simple in form. We're simply going to play, and I'll play it. There's a couple of slides that jazz this up a little bit and make it sound better. But I'll just play the lick kind of straight. We're going to start here up at the 12th fret. We're going to play an E 6th and then walk down to a D 6, which is on the 10th fret. So like so. Let me see if I can get that even a little bit closer. Here we go. Okay, so we went E, E flat, 6th, D flats, or D 6th. And then we're going to do this. So we're just moving one fret down, and that top voice is just going like this. Okay? And that's our second form of the D. That's an E, of the 6th chord, I mean. Our second form of the 6th chord. That's an E6, E flat 6, and a D 6th. And then we're going to slide in to our A6 by playing one fret below and then moving up to it. And that's our A6 right there. Okay, so here's the whole thing very slowly. And then hit the whammy, or the Bigsby, I mean. A little bit, float it a little bit. If you don't have a Bigsby, just shake your hand a little bit, or shake your body, or whatever, or shake your head. Okay. Anyway, now, how can we make it sound a little bit more interesting? Well, we can slide into it and give it sort of that horn sound, like a duet, or whatever they used to call it in jazz. Okay, so we can slide up to this. Now notice I'm giving it 2 thwacks on this one. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll slide from one below and come up. And then again on the last one. And that's basically the lick. Now I did, I think in mine, I went to yet another form of a 6th right up here, which is an A6th. I just went from the A6 right here to here. And this one happens to be a slightly different form of the A6th. And we'll go from the 5 all the way to the 1. I'm trying to use that open string to make it sound a little bit cooler, and also use the top string. So what I'm doing is I'm playing on the 5th string an open, then on the 4th string an 11th, 3rd string a 11th, 10th on the 2nd string, and finally the 9th on my 1st string. And that is a movable chord. The 2nd string has the root. That's an A on the 10th fret. So this would be a G6, right? And this way up here would be an E6, and you can kind of hear it sounds the same. That sounds the same as our regular lick, but it's a little bit harder to play, so that's why we went with this. All right. Well, I hope you enjoy this one. I really dig these kind of these 6 chords. I really like them a lot, and hope you do too. All right. That's another tag ending, you know. Well, I hope you enjoyed that one, gang. I know I always like those sort of tag endings, and if you like it, we'll do more of those, and we'll do more on different 6 chords that you can use as well. Anyway, we'll see you on down the road.